All right, today I'm going to talk about the difference between a true security deposit and a booking deposit, and how you may be losing out on money if you don't know the difference. Hi, I'm Emily. I own a handful of side hustles, and on TikTok, I show you guys how I make an extra $300 to $1,000 a week from home running some of these side hustles. So follow along if you have been looking to do something yourself for extra money for your family. Okay, so I had a follower that I've spoken with before that reached out to me this weekend that had an incident with a security deposit situation, and I thought it was something that could be good to clarify for everyone. So I'm going to cover that. She had a customer that booked with them, and when the items were returned, they were returned dirty, so they needed a cleaning fee, and slightly damaged, so they needed a small damage fee. Now, the customer was refusing to pay that when they reached out and told them. And she asked how I handle this. And then I asked, did you get a security deposit? And if I'm understanding correctly, what it sounds like is they got a booking deposit and not a true security deposit. And let me explain the difference. When you book anywhere, whether it's like birthday packages or party rentals, basically anything you book, most places are going to charge a deposit to hold that booking for you. So let's say it's $100, and whatever their deposit is, maybe they say, okay, you got to pay 50% upfront. So you pay $50 upfront to hold that booking, and then the rest is due at, whenever they decide. That $50 that you pay is going towards your $100 booking fee. That is not a security deposit. That's a booking deposit to hold that reservation. A security deposit is money over the rental fee. So for me, if you rent something that's $100 for me and I charge you a $50 security deposit, you're paying $150 because you're paying $50 over the fee, and that is the money I'm holding in security in case you return something damaged or dirty. I have that money to pull out of. So I'm not going back to you and saying you owe me and giving the customer the option to say, no, I'm not paying that. So that is the difference. So when people pay me my security deposit, that is, for me, that serves as my booking deposit as well. I don't need to charge both. So I'm going to say, okay, your booking is $100, your security deposit is $150. You need to pay the security deposit of $50 up front. And then before you pick up your items, you're going to pay that $100 rental fee. So I am getting that $50 above the rental fee as the security deposit. Then my rental contract stipulates if you bring something back dirty or destroyed or whatever, damaged, I can take money out of that $50 security deposit to go towards cleaning that item or fixing that item. Then I will refund back to you any extra that is there. But that saves me from having to go back to the customer and say, this is dirty, you did not return it properly, you owe me this, and because then they can say no. The rental contract also stipulates that I've got that card on file, and so if they just don't return anything, I can go in and charge their card the full amount to replace it. But if I'm understanding correctly from this follower, that's what it was that she had charged a deposit, but it was actually a booking deposit to hold the reservation, not an additional fee in case there was damages or items were returned dirty. I always suggest doing this because then it cuts you out of the situation. Because she asked, like, what can I do at this point? Well, you can take them to small claims court, but if it's just 30, 40, 50 bucks, it costs more to file in small claims court than it does what you're going to recoup. And you do have the contract, so they did agree to it. So you'd probably win in small claims court, but is it really worth it? That's why I personally suggest people do a security deposit. I know some of these bigger rental companies sometimes don't do a security deposit. They have I can't remember what they call it. It's some sort of waiver where you can elect to pay a fee that's like 7% of your total booking fee that is non-refundable, but it's basically kind of like an insurance policy where it says you pay this, and then if you damage anything, that money covers that and you're covered. But here's the thing. Usually there's fine print that stipulates that this does not cover if you destroy an item. So if somebody breaks something, and let's say they paid a $35 fee, that does not cover the whole replacement of that item. So then they're still going to go back to that person and say, did you read the fine print? It does not cover if you destroy it. You still actually owe me for that item. I don't want to have to do that. To me, it just feels off. I don't know. I don't like that. So I would rather charge a security deposit and have the stipulation in my contract that I can charge your card on file if I need to. And that's something that they've agreed to. Okay. Ask me any questions you've got.